Welcome to the Sarpy County Board of Equalization meeting. It's Tuesday, April 4th, 2023 at 3 o'clock p.m. Please silence all cell phones. A copy of the Nebraska Open Meetings Act is located on the north wall of the county boardroom. We have present today Commissioners Mixon, Warren, Klug, Kelly, and Burmeister, along with our County Administrator Dan Hoynes, our County Clerk Deb Hotelling, our County Assessor Dan Pittman, and our County Treasurer Trace Jones. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Item number 4 is the consent equalization agenda. Anybody like to see anything removed from the consent agenda?
Motion to approve. You take it and I'll do a second.
Move to approve by Commissioner Klug, seconded by Commissioner Warren. Any discussion? Please vote.
Ayes 5, nays none, motion carries.
Item 5.1 is tax corrections 17160 to 17162. Dan Pittman, County Assessor.
Good afternoon. The first two items, I would ask you to table that for 2 weeks. They're listed as deducted taxes and they're added taxes, actually. And it'll take 2 weeks to get those back on the agenda for proper notification. The third item, though, is sound.
I'd make a motion to approve tax correction 17-162 and to table tax corrections 17-160 and 161 to April 18th.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Warren, second by Commissioner Mixon. Any discussion? Please vote.
Ayes 5, nays none, motion carries.
All agenda items having been addressed as published, the Board of Equalization is adjourned. We'll reset for the Board of Commissioners.
Hold on 1 minute. Okay.
Welcome to the Sarpy County Board of Commissioners meeting. Today is April 4th, 2023 at 3:03 p.m. We have present today Commissioners Mixon, Warren, Klug, and Kelly and Burmeister, along with our County Clerk Deb Hotelling and our County Administrator Dan Hoynes. We'll start with Commissioner Administrator comments. I'd like to make the first comment just at the very sad news of the passing of Donna Lynham. Donna was a rock star at the county. She, super smart person, compassionate, was there for the flood victims and worked for the county for a long time. We'll be forever grateful for her service here, and our prayers go out to Tom, her family, and her friends. Commissioner Mixon?
And also, for everyone celebrating Holy Week, have a wonderful Holy Week and a happy Easter.
I'd just like to echo your comments. I actually, when I was mayor, hired Donna away from the county, and she came over and worked as our zoning administrator, building inspector, and did an absolutely tremendous job, and then hired her back away from the city when she came back to work for us here at the county. And you hit her on the head. She was a fine person, and it's a big loss to the family, as well as to society in general.
Mr. Klug?
Simply reflect the same comments as have been stated. Thank you.
Mr. Kelly? Dan?
Nothing, Madam Chair.
We'll move on to item 4, the consent commissioner's agenda. Would anyone like to see any items removed from the consent agenda?
I'd like to remove item 4.6. And approve the remainder.
Second.
I don't,
Is that okay?
yeah, you're going to approve it with the removal of 4.6. Is that what you're saying?
Correct.
Gotcha. Okay, yes. Please vote.
Motion by Commissioner Warren to approve the consent agenda with the removal of item 4.6, second by Commissioner Klug. Any discussion? Please vote.
Ayes 5, nays none, motion carries.
Item 5.1 is Resolution 2023-035, Sarpy County Wellness Incentive Program for plan year of May 1, 2022 to April 30, 2023. Mary Davis, HR Director.
I got here too soon. I thought we were going to talk about the removed item.
4.6 will
I'm
be your
sorry.
next one.
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Item
good.
4.6 is Resolution 2023-093, ratify submission of Congressman Don Bacon's fiscal year FY 2024 community project funding request in the amount of $6 million for a crisis stabilization center. Dan Hoynes, County Administrator.
There, now I'm in order. So thank you, Madam Chair, members of the board. A couple of brief comments on this particular agenda item. What it is, it's requesting ratification of submission of funding through Congressman Don Bacon's Community Project Funding Program in the amount of $6 million for Crisis Stabilization Center. Approval of this resolution will ratify submission of the funding request. The submission summary includes, if awarded, the funding will assist in the potential purchase of a building that will serve as a crisis stabilization center. A stabilization center differs from a psychiatric emergency service center that we have historically discussed, or referred to as a PES. A PES deals with people who are being involuntarily committed under the emergency police custody, the protective custody process. Stabilization Center is a community-based service designed to address anyone who is experiencing a mental health crisis. If the individual does not meet certain criterion, but is believed in a behavioral health crisis, there are no places first responders can voluntarily take that individual for assistance. This is an identified and persistent gap in the emergency services system for individuals experiencing a behavioral health crisis. The center would be open for all first responders to voluntarily take those individuals in crisis to this short-term facility. Sarpy County would partner with Region 6 Behavioral Health Care to manage and fund a significant portion of the day-to-day operational costs and care, as well as working closely with local law enforcement agencies and the behavioral health unit in the Sarpy County Correctional Facility. If approved, the mental health leadership team will continue to identify additional funding sources, and also the county mental health leadership team will continue to work with Region 6 to identify an appropriate site, formalize the partnerships, identify costs, all of which will be submitted to the county board for final approval. So there was a short time frame turnaround on this one, and I would just like to emphasize a couple of points that this is a proposal. It's not guaranteed. It's center right of a vision that we really started in 2017 to try and enhance our mental health services. The framework for the budget that was designed is based off of the 2018 DLR proposal where we were going to build a PES in Sarpy County. Again, there's a different use. Program components, especially when it comes to mental health or crisis center, are very similar. But I think it is an orientation, a process that we can continue, even though it's not defined, as clearly as, we would hope it to be. But, I would just assure you that as we work through this with multiple community stakeholders, that the board will be granted the opportunity to review, comment, and eventually give an up or down vote on a final budget, a building, or anything of that nature. Imagine it'll take the better part of a year, but I think it's significant progress. I'd like to recognize both Bonnie, and who's really taken over as a quarterback of this process the last few months, and Tom Dargy since January, who's been meeting with these folks and really, so he's running the ball down the field for us. But with that, I'll pause, Madam Chair, board members, and answer any questions.
Questions for Dan?
No, I wanted to pull it off simply because of the amount of money that was on there. The other one's item 4.5, very well explained, and it says, the Platteview Road light intersection. This one being a little bit more vague, and even as I read over the numbers became even more curious that the lot was designated at 50,000. You can't buy a residential lot in Gretna for 50,000. So I think the numbers were, need a little bit more thought. And this is something that I don't think has been before us as a board and openly discussed. And I understand it's very preliminary that we're going to go see if the money comes in. But I just like to see these kind of things at least bounced off of the board prior to seeing it on a television news.
Message received, sir.
Any other questions for Dan? Okay, is there a motion?
Make a motion to approve.
Is there a second?
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Klug, second by Commissioner Nixon to approve. Any discussion?
I just want to publicly thank Congressman Bacon. Once again, he's extended a hand to the county to help us meet funding obligations that we would be hard pressed to meet otherwise. So I hope he's able to work his magic up there in DC and make these funds come to fruition. But he's truly a friend to the Sarpy County Board and a great representative for the citizens. So thanks, Bits, for the effort.
Please vote.
Ayes 5, nays none, motion carries.
Thank you.
Now, item 5.1, Resolution 2023-035, Sarpy County Wellness Incentive Program for plan year of May 1, 2022 to April 30, 2023. Mary Davis, HR Director.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. Today we have the Sarpy County Wellness Program. It was created in 2016 for the purpose of creating a culture of wellness at work, which would help contain healthcare costs and increase employee morale and things of that nature. The current wellness program plan year begins on May 1st and ends on April 30th. In order to receive a wellness incentive, employees must complete an online health risk assessment. They have to obtain a physical from their doctor, which includes a blood draw, lab work. They also need to complete 2 wellness activities, which includes, weight loss, tobacco cessation program. It could include the lunch and learns that the county provides, any of the wellness activities sponsored by the wellness program, or any activities that are sponsored on our beta platform. In 2016, the wellness incentive was 8 hours of vacation with an additional 4 hours for spouse participation. That incentive was increased to 12 hours of vacation with an additional 8 hours for spouse participation in 2017. Over the course of the last 6 years, we've had an average of 220 in our program. And this resolution approves the program and vacation for this plan year with a request from the board to review the wellness program best practices. The board would like to request, my understanding is, that HR, county administration, and the wellness committee look at best practices in order to enhance employee wellness and participation in the future. So, thank you.
Perfect. Any questions for Mary?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Moved to approve by Commissioner Warren, seconded by Commissioner Kelly. Any discussion?
Yeah, I just, I'm not going to vote against this because I think we've already made a promise to the employees, and there's been many that have fulfilled the commitments required to reap the rewards of the wellness program. But moving forward, I'll be very reluctant to approve anything that looks anything even close to this. I mean, you mentioned some pretty worthwhile activities such as weight loss and exercise, and I support those, but a couple of the other events you could have earned yourself 12 hours of time off with, including getting a flu shot or watching or attending a luncheon to talk about health issues. So this is a pretty big chasm there between the requirements, and so I'll be very reluctant to support anything that resembles that moving forward. And I hope we can come up and script a better plan that can be monetized, so that if people participate in wellness, they're rewarded financially through lower or reduced premiums to their health care coverage. To me, that's the only thing that's really going to truly incentivize wellness across the county. And I think I've been pretty consistent on saying this for the last 8 years or so. So moving forward, I'm going to have to see that to continue to support a wellness program. It has to truly be focused on lowering our premium costs and our claims over time, and so it has to be there has to be a better business case than what the current program offers, not only in terms to the employees, but to the people that pay the bill, the taxpayers. I don't think it's a good value for their money.
Any other discussion?
Who seconded?
I did.
Okay, thanks. Okay, thanks, Commissioner. Okay.
Please vote.
Okay, A's 4, abstain Kelly.
Item 6.1 is executive session.
For the protection of the public interest, I move that we go into executive session to discuss litigation.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Warren, seconded by Commissioner Klug to go into executive session to discuss litigation. Please vote.
Jim, are you an A?
Yes. Oh, yeah, there it is.
That's our A's 5, nays none. Why won't that go?
Yeah.
Okay,
It is now 4 o'clock at the time.
3:17.
Thank you, Gary. 3:17. We went into executive session where our discussion was restricted to,
yes, in for votes. Go ahead. I'm sorry, go ahead.
okay, litigation. I need a motion that we return to regular session.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Mixon, seconded by Commissioner Klug.
Hold on, something's not right here. Wait a minute.
Thing's not
Wait, what?
here.
Wait a minute. Are you sure you want to? No.
The thing is not here.
You gotta give the clerk just a minute here. Something haywired on me.
Did you assume?
I got, okay, now, sending for vote. So who made the motion to return?
Commissioner Mixon.
I moved.
I seconded.
And Mr. Klug seconded it?
Yep.
And now you should be able to vote.
Yeah.
Ayes 5, nays none.
All agenda items having been addressed as published, the Board of Commissioners is adjourned.